Hello everyone, how are you doing? Is all right. Welcome to NFTV Extra. We're going to be taking a look today at some of the players who have left Newcastle, and we'll also take a look at that massive trophy. It's really, really big in the northeast, the Papa John's Trophy.
NFTV Extra.
How are you doing? He's all right. Please like the vid. We are live here on NFTV Extra on YouTube, and we are also live on Twitch as well. So thank you very much for your company for watching live, and also if you are watching the rerun, get your comments coming in the comments box down below. Or if you're watching live, get them in the live chat, and I will no doubt interact with you. But we're just going to be talking about today here on NFTV Extra. We do have a keep sell video with the under 23s coming up in the next few days, which I'm going to be bringing you that. But today we're going to be talking about some of the players who have been released, some of the players who have also been offered contracts, and we'll take a look at the Papa John's Trophy. Yeah, that trophy that is very big on our side. And we'll also take a look at a couple of other groups as well and rules as well. But yeah, let's crack on with it. So we're going to have a look at some of the players who have been released, and I'll tell you, some of these might surprise you. If you look at that list there's a couple of them from the under 18, some of them from the under 23s, of course, as well. Owen Bailey, the captain, who's been out injured for large chunks of the season, he won't be kept on 22. He needs to go out and get first team football. Oliver Walters is another one as well, who unfortunately I don't think is quite good enough for Newcastle. I totally agree on that. Tom Midgley, under 18s. Jude Swales was a little bit surprised by. I'm not going to lie, considering he's still young. He's been in with the under 23s the previous season, under 18s. But the biggest one probably on this list, he's also in the thumbnail as well, as Yannick Toure has been released from Newcastle, which was an interesting one, considering the lad's got a lot of talent, scored loads of goals before he came over to Newcastle in Switzerland, and he's been released. And I don't think that's the right decision just yet. I think maybe another year to see how he gets on. He's been injured a lot of this season, so I was a little bit surprised by that. Oliver Marshall has been released. Ludwig Franzlet is another big one. He's on the thumbnail as well. They're the two big names to come from this group who have been released. But French international, big, strong, does have an odd mistake in him, but he's been let go. Florian Indalcio, Alan saint-maximin's best mate, was he signed just to keep ASM happy for the contract extension? Without a shadow of a doubt, he was. But yeah, he didn't even score a goal, I don't think, off the top of my head for the under 23s, but he has been let go. Further down the list, you've got Kyle Scott, who was looking at possibly joining over Minnesota, I think it was, in the MLS, but no doubt he'll probably move back to America. George Runsfeld, Lucas Gamblin, Josh Gilchrist, a little bit surprised from the under 18s goal scorer there, being let go. Lewis Brannan, Josh Harrison, and Ty Ebanks. So there's a lot of players there who have been released from the under 23s. Of course, as I say, Franzlet and Toure are the two big ones who have been let go, which is a little bit surprised, in particular for me. Toure, Franzlet, not massively surprised by it. But there are some players who have been offered contract extensions. Dylan Stevenson, who's moved from the under 18s to the under 23s. He's got a hat-trick, if you remember, for the under 18s a couple of months back. Lucas De Bola, who's been in between both under 18s and under 23s, the same as Josh Scott. Nathan Cowlin as well is another one. I am a little bit surprised by Mo Sangare, and I'll tell you why, is because he's been around Newcastle for a while. Yes, he's a full international, a regular in the squads now for Liberia. I thought, he went out on loan at Accrington, didn't play much. Yes, I know he was injured at times, but I thought he would be let go by Newcastle, but they still want to hold on to him. I think he's, 21, 22 now, so he's been offered a contract extension. So is Adam Wilson, very pacey left winger. Had an injury crisis, didn't he? He's been injured for a good chunk, probably last 18 months to 2 years as well, but he's been offered one. Right back, Ryan Barrett, Welshman, he's been offered a new deal. Will Brown, the goalkeeper, and Oisin McAtee, the Irish centre-back, who was the spit and double of our presenter, Matt. So those have been offered contract extensions. Do any of them surprise you with the release list and the guys who've been offered contract extensions? Get your comments in the inbox down below. Comments down below, that's what I was meant to say. But those are the players who have been released and kept on. We're going to move on from that and talk briefly a little bit about the Papa John's Trophy for the group that's been made. Now, we'll talk about the rules and everything very shortly, but this is Newcastle's group that we've got. And the big one, obviously, is Sheffield Wednesday, which is a big, big tie. And if you are going to go to any of these games, especially Sheffield Wednesday and Harrogate, you could be home within, 2 hours. Harrogate, you can be home in literally an hour and 20. It's not that far, Harrogate. Sheffield Wednesday, Harrogate Town, Mansfield, which is next to Nottingham. So it's a tricky one. Big ties for the lads, especially, as I say earlier, the under-18s who are coming through the under-23s. Some of them lads wouldn't have played Sheffield Wednesday. Remember, they've got to play the first team as well. So it's a good draw. All the games are played away from home as well. And it's not technically classed as under-23s, it's classed as under-21s. Yeah, so you you can, but I think the rules are you can't play so many first-team footballers. But we don't anyway. We haven't forever since we entered the competition when it was called the Checker Trade and what have you, and all these daft names that it keeps gets changed to because of all the sponsors on it. But the Pizza Trophy is back. So shall we have a look at a couple of North East teams? We've got to, haven't we? We've got to have a look. Let's look at Hartlepool. Congratulations to them. They were promoted in the playoff final last weekend. I'm actually pleased to say that because I like to say most of the lower end teams do well in the Northeast. And Hartlepool have got a lot of connections. The goal scorer that day, Armstrong, his dad used to play for Newcastle, Alan Armstrong. They've had Jamie Sterry. He plays for them at right back. They've had Lewis Cass on loan from the under-23s as well. And they've also got Donaldson as well, centre midfield captain. He was on the books at Newcastle. So they've got a lot of connections with Newcastle. And this is their group, and it's Hartlepool, Carlisle, Morecambe and Everton's in the 21s. So, yeah, it's a good test for Hartlepool as well. But, of course, the big one is our rivals, the holders of this massive, massive trophy. Huge trophy. It's that big our under-21s play in the same competition. You can see I'm taking the piss a little bit. But let's have a look at the holders. Tough one. They've got Manchester United youngsters who are doing really well, especially at the 23 level. Lincoln City, Bradford City, Sunderland. I mean, Sunderland have played the other two teams on a regular basis because they've been stuck in League One for 3 years now. But that's who the Magpies have got. And we'll move on to the rules in a second. But yeah, that's who they've got as well. But yeah, we'll move on to the rules, shall we? Now, it's strange, the rules, because there's quite a few to go through here. It's not your average league format in a group of four, and if you win or if you draw and you lose a certain amount of points, you get 3 points for win, a point for draw, and 0 for loss. But not in this competition. Let's go through it. So the rules are, in the Papa John's Trophy, just to remind everybody, groups are separated by North and South section. So as you say, most of the teams in the North section, I wouldn't really class Mansfield as North because it's a 3-hour drive. But they're trying to split it up so there's less travelling around for the under-21s. And they're all midweek games as well. You get 3 points for winning in 90 minutes, which is pretty standard stuff. However, if you draw the game, but then what happens is there's no extra time in these group stages. So if you draw after 90 minutes, it goes straight to a penalty shootout. And if you win that penalty shootout, you get an extra point. So you'll come away with 2 points instead of 1 for drawing in 90 minutes. Madness. Crackers, isn't it? But these are the rules. However, if you draw the game and then it goes straight to penalties and you lose the shootout, you still get a point. Crackers. Crazy. I mean, who makes these rules up? But anyway, as I say, no extra time in group stages. So you literally straight to penalties. And obviously, clearly, you get 0 points for loss in 90 minutes. The under-21s have to play all of their group games away from home, all 3 of them. Non-under-21 teams have to play a strong side. What I mean by that, so we've got Sheffield Wednesday. So Sheffield Wednesday have to play a certain criteria of first-team footballers. So they have to. It's something like a player has to have made over 40 appearances. There has to be a certain amount of play, the percentage so far this season involved in the game. There's loads of rules and criterias. And then the top 2 advance to the knockout phase, where it'll literally be a knockout format. I think it'll be the last 16, I think, off the top of my head. There is 48 teams entering, a lot of under-21s. And League One and League Two sides. So there's 48 in total. And that's the format of it. It's a bit mad, isn't it? Mason's going on to say, I would like to have Sheffield Wednesday at home. Yeah, it would have been a good tie, wouldn't it? Fantastic support Sheffield Wednesday have got, but it's away from home. It'd be a good away day if you've got a midweek free somewhere. You'll be home pretty quick, just after 2 hours. So yeah, but that is the wrap. Please smash that like if you can, everybody. If you're watching the rerun of this, that would be wonderful. We are doing another under 23s video with Keep Sell very, very shortly in the next few days. But that was a brief one, 10 minutes live. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy the Euros. Take care, everyone. Watch what is Bye-bye.